Hey guys, this is Chorus Skate and Little Scribe with fan fiction, and I don't know if you've recognized the music, but this is the Splinterlands theme song, but it's been put to orchestral music. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit later today, and we also have quite a few exciting things on the agenda today. So let's get to that once this song is over. We'll play it again a little bit later, but I wanted you guys to hear it because it's really, really awesome. So we have a lot of exciting things planned today, and I see Bluefin Studios. I don't know if you've been to our show yet. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Sassafras. Sassafras is here, and Triskel. I can never remember how to pronounce it, but your handwriting is all pretty now. Thanks everyone for coming. We have an exciting show today on the fan fiction show. Let me switch to a desktop view so everybody can see what we're doing. If you're on D Live, you'll be able to see this. If not, then you can just imagine what it looks like in your head. So the first item up for bid is I don't know if you noticed, but I'm kind of cosplaying it today. You know what? It's not like all out. It's just I have my Superwoman or my Wonder Woman t-shirt and then some like Clark Kent glasses on. They're totally made out of paper, like totes my goats. Totes my goats paper. Oh, and then I've got my trusty little like, okay, I couldn't decide whether I should go with these teeth or these teeth. So teeth A or teeth B, you guys can tell me, but I can't talk with them in my mouth, so you'll just have to like be excited that you got to see it once. So okay, so Chorus Skate, we were gonna start with the weekly sales update from Sea Love 71. Then oh wait, let me go over, switch to desktop, hang on. Desktop. Okay, so the first item of news is the weekly sales update from Sea Love 71. The second news piece will be the Steem Monsters weekly social media report. And then we're going to talk about some of the new music that's come out this week. That one that you just heard, if you were on D Live, you heard it. If you were in Discord, you didn't because I was in the wrong channel. So, but it's an orchestral arrangement of the Splinterlands, which was the melody was written by Isaria, who is the content director of Steem Monsters, and Exor Lotiga, LTG. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he wrote an orchestral arrangement, which is super awesome. And then we're going to listen to The Trading Room. It's called The Trading Room, and it has a little bit of that theme music in there if you can pick it out. And this one was written by Harrison Mir, M-I-R. And then after we go through the news, we have an exciting and important and special guest on today by the name of Dave McCoy. And you all know who he is. He's going to be giving us some monster trading tips for a few minutes. And we're going to base it on this post that he posted about a week ago called How to Calculate the Value of Steem Monster Cards. And then after that, we'll hear from Dream Steam, who will be doing a live reading of the Selenia Sky series, which was written by BU. So let's hop into the news, and we'll start with the Sea Love 71, the weekly sales update, and we'll just kind of juggle it back and forth between the two of us. And also I have to apologize because we were all set up to get the camera on Chorus Gate today, and I mean I got Zoom ready and I was ready an hour ahead of time. We were gonna get it going, and for some reason I missed the message that she was sitting waiting for me to hook her in, and I'm sitting here waiting for her, so we couldn't hook her in. So we might try and like sneaky do it while you guys aren't paying attention. If I'm like that talented, maybe we'll get her in. Otherwise, I apologize, guys. We'll just have to imagine her like talking to us. But I hope you all forgive me. Anyway, so let's start with the sales update, and I'm going to drop the link right now for those of you in Discord.
So Little Scribe, I'm back. Starting my internet worked. I can actually hear you now. Last I heard, you were telling everyone about your awesome cosplay outfit, so that's exciting.
Oh yeah, and I was just telling everyone how I feel horrible because I was sitting here and I got video up and running for Zoom so that we could video you in today. And I was like waiting for half an hour to try and Zoom you in, and like I didn't hear any response, and I don't know why, but it was not showing up in my Discord. Like that's how we communicate, and I was not seeing it. I don't know what the problem was. Anyway, and I was telling everyone how you were just sitting and waiting for me, and I was waiting for you, and so I had to apologize to everyone that we didn't get you cameraed in, like videoed in, but we're maybe gonna try and sneakily do it, like while I don't know what's happening, but something. If we can figure it out, I will. If not, we'll just do it next week. But that's what I was kind of talking about.
Perfect. Yeah, that would be some serious live streaming ninja moves right there. You could like video it halfway through. But if not, we promise, guys, we're going to work on it for next week. So you can see both of our faces and both of our reactions to things and both of our cosplay outfits, which I don't have one today, but I'm working on it.
Well, I don't know if you caught it, but my cosplay today is very low key. It's literally a t-shirt and some paper glasses that look very Clark Kentish. And I thought that was appropriate because like Wonder Woman transforms just the same way that Superman does, right? So I think it's kind of cool. And I got some dangly earrings because I feel like that adds to the flavor of the day, right?
Oh my gosh, dangly earrings make everything better, right?
So let's see. We have someone called Hashcash. Hashcash just voted 100%. I've never met Hashcash. Thanks, Hashcash, for voting 100%.
I love Hashcash. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Hashcash is like one of my favorite Steamians right now. He's awesome. He lives in Poland, which is where Steam Fest is going to be. And so he's already agreed to like give me tips on traveling in Poland because I'm like nervous about traveling solo for the first time and traveling internationally for the first time.
Oh wow! So yeah, you were going to go to that. That's in November, right?
Yeah, that's in November. So it's actually Steam Fest is kind of a fun tie-in to some of the monster news that we're going to talk about. Because I don't know if you saw that they just announced that they are donating $10,000 to Steam Fest.
Wow, who is?
Steem Monsters.
That's unbelievable. Steem Monsters, way to go. We love you.
Yeah, so I guess what they are looking at, so I've heard this before. I've heard that cost to go, like the actual ticket, does not even come close to covering the event. And so like Roland, he helps and chips in, and like last year they had some sponsors like Block Trades and Steam It Inc. itself, and like help in and just make it more affordable for everyone, because obviously there's people, you know, like me, that are traveling across the world that are probably spending a lot of money on tickets. And
this is the one, you've been invited to speak at this one, right? And so like you basically, for now, you guys kind of have to pay your way, and then they do use some of the proceeds to cover some of your costs, but like it is still very expensive, not just to get there, but to run the whole thing, and then you've got to find a place to stay, and you have to sort of eat. So it's really generous.
Steam Creators Conference, which is separate from Steam Fest. Yeah. So,
okay, different.
Yeah, just a different event. So that's put on by Steam Cafe and kind of his crew. And yeah, so I did speak at the Vegas one, and I'm speaking at the Toronto one as well. But Steam Fest is, it's put on by Roland P and kind of more sponsored by Steam in itself.
Well, you're going to definitely have to give us some updates at that time, but we're excited for you. And traveling internationally isn't really that bad. You can contact me and I'll tell you all about it. It's going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
That's one thing I love about this community, is I've kind of mentioned that a few times. I'm like, oh my God, no, you know, like solo travel. And so many people like, you'll be fine. I'll give you all my tips. Call me. Really happy by how many people have just, you know, reached out and been supportive.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun for you. So whilst you were away, rebooting your modem and so forth, I did just give little teasers of the news. I don't know if you caught that, but the first thing that we were going to talk about what were the sales stats by C Love 71. So why don't did I drop that link yet? Yes, I did. Okay, so everyone, first and foremost, notice how cute the little like thumbnail is, because C Love does this thing where she has a program that animates images on your thumbnail. And so I don't know if you noticed, but the red-haired monster girl that we have on our logo, we came up with the image and then she came in and animated the hair and the fan for us. So it's really cool. So she animated these like flying bats. And also notice the new Steem Monsters logo, which I can't remember who drew that. We'll have to look that up and put the link in. If anybody remembers who drew it, then please just drop it in. Yeah, I don't see anyone saying anything about that. I'm sure you will soon. But yeah, I love the hair too. Thanks, Dream Steam. It's like the hair I wish I had. Like I seriously wish I had like flowing, thick, red, billowing hair. I actually have a friend with hair like that, and every time I see her, I'm like, oh. So I should just get her on the show one of these days. She could be like our mascot.
Oh my gosh, that would be great. We just have we have a fan in the background. She's just standing behind you. It's not creepy at all.
We could just have her sit on a stool and blow fan on her so that it her hair blows behind me. And she only lives like an hour and a half away from me, so I could totally pull her in. Okay, and every time I say totally, I want to say totes my goats, because I was just watching a Steam Sister show where you and your sister were talking about totes my goats, and I'm like, totes my goats. I don't even know. I can't even help it now.
Yes, okay, so did you say totes my goats before the episode? Are you on, which team are you on here?
I don't even know. You're going to have to set me straight, because I don't know what's cool anymore.
Well, okay, so I think it's cool because, let's face it, my sister is younger than me, and so she's probably more up on, what's actually cool.
Yeah, I guess, because your sister's got to be at least, years younger than me too. So I don't know if you caught that.
That was a smooth little cough.
Okay, so without further ado, let's head over to I keep forgetting what it's called, just the sales stats, and I'm going to pick out my faves, okay? And guys, if you see anything that I'm missing, just drop a little link-a-dink. Okay, hang on a second. All right. Monster Market. Okay, so this is the data retrieved as of July 18th, 2018. So this is just last week or a few days ago. And I think Luke Stokes is the one who compiles this. Correct me if I'm wrong, peeps. But the number, and by the way, the number of sales went up 8% yesterday. C Love, am I right? Did you tell me that earlier today? I feel like that's what you told me. So correct me if I'm wrong. And this is kind of, hey, C Love, do you kind of want to take over? Do you feel like you want to just talk right now? This could be you, all of you. Let me see if I can unmute you. Okay, I don't see her taking the mic, but you're welcome to at any juncture in this process. Okay.
I wonder if part of it is because, well, I guess we'll get to this in the news too, but the fact that they are accepting US dollars and credit cards now. So I could see that being a pretty big boost to overall sales.
Well, yeah, because in the market, first of all, the card prices are listed in US dollars when they're up for bid. And second of all, Agro did make mention of the fact that yes, this is in beta. The market's in beta. That would mean it's still being modified. But he did say, we have open source. Please grab the code and make a market that is more suitable to your trading needs, because currently it's only listed in USD and there's only a conversion table for SBD and Steem. So he's constantly trying to make it available to the masses, and obviously you can buy Steem booster packs and starter packs with many different cryptocurrencies, but as far as the market's concerned, the only one they do right now is USD, and then it converts into Steem and SBD. But he was kind of encouraging some developers to go ahead and make a market of their own. The other hang up that it has is, or I wouldn't call it hang up, it's just the way it's designed right now. But the other limiting factor would be that it only allows one trade at a time, like one card trade at a time. And so if you want to make more trades, you would need to go on to the Discord channel for Steem Monsters and make your trades there on the Mt. Mox trade market, or you can just do them through, what's it called? I did a promo on this, I should know. It's like the eBay, Steam Bay. Thank you. Steam Bay, you can go on Steam Bay, and it's kind of like Craigslist for monster cards and for whatever else. But yeah, it's not like super perfect, it's not super versatile, but it is super amazing, and I super love it, and it makes things really easy. So yeah, that's probably a lot why sales went up, is because of the monster market and because of the US dollar. So in a nutshell, I think you totally hit it.
And I think, aren't they now accepting credit cards for account creation for Steam? I'd have to double check that post, but I thought that was a really interesting change. They just posted it yesterday.
For Steam or for Steam Monsters?
I thought it must be for Steam Monsters. Here, let me pull it up real quick.
Okay, you pull that up. Meanwhile, I'm going to read the numbers. So the monster market, number of sales as of July 18th, 3,393. This is between the dates of, I think it was the 18th and I think it's just a week. So the week ending on the 18th. I should get this right, guys. I'm sorry, but this was the latest I had. So the week of the 18th, the number of sales that week were 3,393 cards. Total Steam sales were $6,000 and $6,600 of Steam and $1,100 in SBD, and the total US dollar value of all sales was $11,000. The average sale price is $3.26, and the highest value trade was $702. Now, I'm not sure I interpreted all of those figures correctly. This is kind of my first go at reading this stuff. I probably should have checked with C-Love before I just jumped into it. So any of you guys can make corrections to what I just said, but basically I'm just reading it and interpreting it how I think that what it means. But it says the highest sales and profits were all in the gold foil cards, which is crazy because I got 2 gold foil cards today. BTW, I am super excited because I got a Twisted Jester gold foil card today. And if you guys remember, that was our first show when Aggroed read the Twisted Jester story, and I'm kind of attached to that character. So that was super fun. And for the gold foil legendary cards, the highest sales volume was in the gold foil Lightning Dragon. There were 4 sales of the Lightning Dragon, and the total sales were almost $1,800. $1,800 in the Lightning Dragon. And the average sale price was about $450. So guys, this is crazy. And then the Selenia Sky, same kind of thing. It's 2 sales, so 2 Selenia Dragons sold for a total of almost $1,400, and the average price would have been $670. And I think we'll stop on that one because today we'll be reading the Selenia Sky series. We have 4 chapters to read. I don't know if we'll get through them all. We'll probably just do 2 today and maybe 2 another day. We'll see kind of where we're at on time. It's 10 to 6 here, so we're cutting a little bit close. We'll see how it goes. Breaking news. The monster market accepts USD. C-Love 71. Okay. What else do we want to pull from this? If I'm missing anything from that, you guys point it out if you want me to talk about anything.
So with the USD, so I did just double check, and we've got some notes here from Jarvie and Ingenuity, and basically saying yes. So you can create your account with US dollars, and you can buy booster packs, and basically you can do anything you want now with USD and credit cards, which is huge for being a lot easier to get started.
Yeah, and we lost you there for just a second, but I get what you're saying. It is a lot easier for even just a layperson to come in who has no real experience in cryptocurrency, or maybe who doesn't have a crypto wallet or has never dealt on a crypto exchange. This just makes it super easy for pretty much anybody to get on there and get some cards. And the cool thing is, though, is that it brings them in. It's sort of an adoption. It's like a conversion. Like you're getting converted to cryptocurrency. It's very stealthy, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, because it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go, and you have to figure out what on earth to do with the Steem that you have now earned and accumulated, and then it just, you get on the platform and it kind of goes from there. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, those who just join Steemit in general, like I really do think Steemit is like the gateway drug to crypto. It's just, it's the easiest way to get involved, and then once you're here, you start learning a lot more about crypto in general.
Yeah, so C-Love says, I was going to ask you, OMG, Steem Monsters is not letting us sleep. So I think she's referring to what I was saying earlier. I'm sort of tuning into her a little late because I didn't realize that that's who she was. But over on D Live, she's the Steem Monster Queen. And I don't know if you guys know, but she's over, what is her title again? What's her title? Creative content creation? I don't know what it is, but she's on the Steem Monsters team. I apologize. I should know. So she says that it's not letting them, like, Steem Monsters not letting them sleep. She says, I have my Golden Spirit of Forest up for $7,000. LOL.
Wow. Well, I'm sending you good vibes that you sell it for that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, you never know, because once the alpha phase cards discontinue, they should go up in value.
Yeah, and I think that's a huge piece of things that a lot of people are getting stoked on. Like, that's part of why I've been like, give me all of the booster packs, because
I know.
I don't know how much I'll play. I'm not much of a gamer, but I'm excited to give it a try and let this kind of be my first game that I like get into. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the market side of things.
Okay, so let's jump into the weekly off-chain social media report. And this runs from July 13th to July 20th. And Coruscate, I feel like you might be a little bit better read up on that. So I'm going to skim through it. Maybe, do you have the link there? I think I dropped it. Let me double check.
Yeah, I have it. I can grab it and drop it real quick.
Oh, it's in. I just dropped it. Sometimes I do things and I'm just so amazing at doing them that I don't even know I did them.
Perfect.
I'm like, oh, I just dropped the link. I didn't even know I dropped the link because I'm like doing 10 things at once. Anyway, yeah. So let's open up that for a second.
So I love that they're doing this report. It looks like it's going to be a weekly report, and it'll be kind of fun to watch it grow, because one of the things that I've always, like, I'm just kind of curious about is, like finding people where they're at, right? So they have a Twitter, they have an Instagram, they have a YouTube. And so it's kind of interesting to see where there's been some traction so far. And I know we can just kind of roll through, but it definitely seems like Twitter has gotten the most response. And one thing I have noticed is that it does seem like more of the crypto crowd, in terms of more mainstream social media, hangs out on Twitter more so than like Facebook and Instagram and
actually
like that.
It's good. It's interesting that you say that, because Luke Stokes, who by the way they did highlight on this like most recent report, Luke Stokes is on Twitter a lot, and he is also a witness on EOS, which is the coin of Dan Larimer. He's the one who originally was the founder of Steem and then kind of parted ways with Ned. Ned's now in charge, and then Dan went over and started EOS. And it launched in, was it April? Who, I don't even remember. But so Luke Stokes is something of a witness over on EOS. And what he does is he has his crowd there, and he kind of like, he does his own networking between the two, and he goes to all these different forums and things. And so he's on Twitter, and most of his EOS fans follow him on Twitter. And so here he is promoting Steem Monsters on his Twitter page, who a lot of his followers are from other blockchains, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, and kind of back to the, like, posting things where people like to hang out. Like, you know, I think a lot of maybe his EOS fans, maybe if he did say, come follow me on Instagram, they might be like, what? Why?
Yeah.
So I feel like Twitter is just, it seems to like lend itself to that. And I love Ingenuity's comment here. He's like, Luke is in all kinds of shoes. He's just everywhere.
I don't know how these people do it. And Luke, he's like basically advertising. He says, out of 297,415 total Steem Monsters cards, only 8 of these legendary gold foil cards exist right now. Pretty cool. I have a digital blockchain collectible. And the card that he's referring to is the Spirit of the Forest. So it's one thing to get a gold foil card, so the gold foil cards are obviously more rare than their non-gold foil counterparts. And then the legendary gold foil cards would be like the most rare. So there's only 8 out of 300,000 cards available, which is super cool. I wonder how much it's worth. I kind of want to go look at the market and see like if it's up. So let me go check the market.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I'm going to bring everybody in on my desktop.
And Ingenuity, you just got a legendary foil. Wow. Congrats. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, congrats, Ingenuity. We're going to hand that over. Thanks.
Yeah, we accept tips here on the fan fiction show.
We certainly do. We will accept pay in kind. Okay, what was the card that we were looking for? It was... I have a little like frog in my throat. I have a little monster in my throat.
Oh, that's perfect.
What was the card we were looking for? I can't even remember. Hold on.
Actually do want to give a little shout out to Jarvie. So last week on our show, we were talking about, just collecting a whole alpha set and getting the whole collection together. And he noticed I was missing some cards and sent me some cards. When I logged into Steem Monsters the next time, I had a few gifts from him. And
Who did that?
So sweet. I couldn't believe. Jarvie.
Oh, Jarvie. We love it. Jarvie gave me like a legendary. What did he give me? I was like whining about. Was it this Frost Giant? I don't remember, but Jarvie's awesome. He has like 5,000 cards, so he's super generous. Okay, so the gold foil card that Luke Stokes owns, of which there are 8, 3 of them are for sale. And the range is, the first one is for $3,000, the second one is for $4,500, and the third one is for $7,000. Ah! Like, are you kidding me? That's money. That's like gold. That's like gold in your hand. The Spirit of the Forest, gold foil card, $7,000. Crazy.
Okay, so here's what I want to know. And I know that Dave McCoy was having some issues hearing. He would probably be able to speak to this, but like, are people buying things at this amount right now? Or is everyone just kind of like throwing it up to see what happens? Like, I know that we just did the financial report and there were some pretty substantial sales in there, but anyway, I'm just curious if people are buying at those like.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Jarvie, are you here today? Jarvie, tell us about it. Where's Dave? Is Dave in my D Live or is he here on Discord?
He said he had to jump to D Live because he was having issues hearing us on Discord, so I'm not sure where he's at now.
Okay, yeah, he's over on D Live. Where's my phone? Dave, if you want to call me, I'll just put you on speakerphone because we're going to have you just give us some, like, stats. But also, Jarvie, like, what, can you answer that? Sorry, who just said something?
That was Jarvie. I'm just checking to see if this works. Now I'll just text.
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me see if I can turn you up. Okay, so Jarvie, what's going on? Like, are people really buying these things for thousands of dollars? Is that really happening in real life?
No, the most expensive one was a Selenia. I think Hagrid may have bought it for around 800, 800. You can correct me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so 700, 800. But if Agra bought it, that's interesting interesting. I wonder why Ackroyd would buy it. Maybe
If you look at his collection, he has all of the gold legendaries except for the gold dragon foil. So you can go and check to see what other people have pretty easily. So he's a collector. He spends a lot of money on the market, just like a lot of us listening.
Okay, so
well, at least we know that the system isn't rigged, right? He's got to open booster packs just like the rest of us.
So, yeah, I know. It's true. Like, I know that Isaria hands out booster packs for things, but she can't just, like, open them herself. So, okay, guys, I have Dave McCoy on the phone. But, Dave, I'm going to probably have to have you mute your show. Like, mute your Discord or mute your DLive, and then I can put you on speakerphone, and I'll just have you sit and tell us on the mic what your thoughts are, and we'll go over to your post that you did last week. So go ahead and mute your DLive, and then once you do that, just let us know. I'll tell you as well on DLive. I'm my little furious typing. It's so funny.
Well, while we're waiting, we have an offer here. Ingenuity will sell Agrod his gold foil dragon for 10,000 Steem. So, Agrod, if you're watching this, if you're rewatching this later, there's an offer on the table.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have to let Agrod know. Well, I mean, Steem Monsters did donate $10,000 to the Steam Fest. So why not give Ingenuity a gold foil $10,000 for his gold foil dragon? I mean, what's $10,000 more?
Right. And actually, while we're waiting to get Dave McCoy's audio up, there is one piece of news that we missed that I think is really cool that I want to mention.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So, Steem Monsters is doing a Kickstarter, which I thought was actually a really cool idea. So it's kind of twofold what they were saying as part of the kind of reasoning and hopes for that. And the first one is just to help spread awareness because so many people use Kickstarter and are always looking for cool, fun projects to fund. And so that's kind of a cool outreach tool in and of itself while also raising money for Steem Monsters. But what's really cool is they're planning to do exclusive cards just for the Kickstarter, which I'm like, oh my goodness. I know, I'm like, what are you guys doing? Now we're all gonna have to go Kickstarter too. But like, I think that's so brilliant because true collectors are, I mean, they're not gonna be able to pass that up, right? It's gonna be really exciting to get an exclusive card.
So when you say exclusive card, you mean like only available on the Kickstarter?
That's what the post sounded like. We might have to ask Agrod, but yeah, he said they'd be making exclusive cards for the Kickstarter as part of the incentive. So, you know, most Kickstarters you get kickbacks technically, you know, right? If you fund the project. And so that would be the kickback. And
that is a really cool kickback.
Yeah.
So, you guys, I am going to try. Dave McCoy, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Can you guys hear him? What I'm going to do is I have a very, like, high-tech pedestal for the phone that I'm going to put it up to the microphone. It's made out of 3 stacks of toilet paper. So I'm going to go get one more roll here. Hang on a sec. And then I'll be right back.
We are definitely like crowbarring our way through, which when Little Scribe comes back, we are going to have her tell you her story from today. Oh my gosh. We are definitely like, it involves like a tablecloth from Walmart and everything. It's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, I want to get into that too, but I feel like I want to do a little bit with Dave and then remind me to tell you my story because it was a little bit insanity. That's all I have to tell you. Okay, so Dave, let's hear you talk. Let me turn you up a little. Let me see if we're on full volume.
I can hear you good. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you. I'm hoping listeners can hear you. I've done this before, and I think it'll be okay. So we'll just go with that. How's that sound?
That's good. Little Scribe and Corey Skater, amazing young ladies.
Can you guys hear that?
Hear that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I think we'll go with that. So I think I got it set up. Now, if you can't hear me, Chorus Gate, just tell me or if you can't hear him, tell me again. So we want to make sure we hear him. And then I'm going to pull the desktop view up of how to calculate value of Steem Monster cards. The reason that this was written by Dave McCoy about a week ago, and the reason that we've invited Dave McCoy onto the show and would like to see him more often is because, in our opinion, he and a few others as well, like, you know, Jarvie, C-Love, and there's just a lot of really great folks on there. But I've just had a really cool impression of the things that Dave is doing to make the economy and the financial aspect of the market of the cards a little bit more like palatable to the layperson, because it's actually some really interesting economic principles that we may not understand on the values of these cards. So we've invited to come on and maybe talk about that a little bit. So Dave, why don't you tell us, you say here in your and actually let me pull up the desktop view, hang on. Okay, so if you guys can see how to calculate the value of Steem Monster cards by Dave McCoy. And then he says, I've been following the pricing of the Steem Monster cards since they've come out, and I can vouch for that. So he's hearing things like you say you're hearing things like people are killing the price, or that's ridiculous that people are selling so cheap. And what you say later is that basically the price of the packs is $2. And this means that the total value of the cards contained within that pack should be limited to $2. My confusion is, what if you get a legendary card or a gold foil card? Are you talking about that total value should average $2? Is that what you mean?
Yes. And think about it, instead of buying one pack, assume you bought 100 packs or 1,000 packs. And essentially each pack in total is going to contain a certain number of epics, a certain number of commons, a certain number of rares, a certain number of gold. And if you buy, I forget the exact number, but I think it's 1,400 packs, you should get on average a gold legendary as well. So if you basically took that amount of money that it cost you to buy 1,400 packs, for instance, then you could get so many commons, so many rares, so many legendaries, so many golds, and then obviously you would get the gold legendary. So what you then do is then realize, how much would it cost you to buy all those packs? Basically, they're $2 a piece, no matter how many you buy. So if you bought one or 1,500, it's still $2 US. And so then what's going to happen is the market is going to price all of those together at a price that's going to be about break even with what it would cost you to buy, if you bought all 1,500 packs.
Okay, so let me...
Does that make sense?
Yeah, let me see if I've got this right. So what you're saying is, because the packs are set at $2, the market will dictate that sort of stays that way. Like, basically what we're doing as a market is we're saying, okay, the cards cannot be worth more than or less than some such number, because if so, it would throw off that $2 packet value. And if that happens, then that packet value is going to go up or down eventually. Like, the market would dictate that. Is that kind of along the...
Yeah, well, except for the price is always going to be $2. But let's say they changed the formula, right? And all of a sudden started issuing a lot of legend gold. So instead of making it hard, let's say you got one every 10 packs.
Okay.
Then what would happen would be the price of the legend gold would have to go down in value, so that the price of all of them together equaled roughly $2. I mean, when I say $2, it doesn't have to be to the penny. It could be $2.20 or $1.80, but it's gonna fluctuate around that $2 US number until such time as they limit that particular deck of cards.
Or on the other hand,
the new deck.
oh, sorry. I was going to say, on the other hand, they could just raise the price of the packet. I mean, theoretically, if you were going to have more gold legendaries, then the value of the total pool would be more, and so you would technically raise the price of packet. But what you're saying is they're going to try and keep the packet price the same, and if so, then the value of the card would itself go down, because as a whole, all of the cards do need to value that total amount on average.
Right, and as somebody, if you're looking at how to play the game, what you need to do is say, all right, well, these are the prices that the market's pricing things at, and they can be under or over what you think. You know, in other words, some people say, hey, you know, the commons, they're super cheap. They shouldn't be so cheap. And the gold commons are too expensive. And so if they're right, then they would sell the gold common and turn around and buy their regular commons, or vice versa. Or maybe the epics are cheaper than the rares. And, you know, in other words, that's what makes the market, meaning there's all kinds of people that are making those calculations. But at the end of the day, what everybody should realize is that you're going to be targeted around that $2 price as long as Steem Monsters continues to sell the packs for $2.
So
at the point they did, if they were to raise it to 3 or 5 or whatever, sure, you know, that would have an effect. But right now they've said they're going to keep it at $2. So basically, when people get upset about the reason why I even wrote that particular point is because a lot of people get frustrated and say, oh, this is ridiculous, these prices are going down. Well, in reality, they're not. Some are going down and some are going up. And right now, the gold are getting all the play. Everybody's saying, oh my God, I want a gold, I want a gold. You know, and because those have the value, then that means the regular ones, the non-gold versions, are probably selling for a little less than they normally would be.
Okay, so my question would be then, how does that happen? I mean, because obviously the prices of the cards, people just kind of go, that's too high, that's too low. And in your article, or maybe it was when we were having a conversation, you basically said that over time, you think that the more valuable cards will go down a little bit, and then the more common cards will go up a little bit and kind of peter out that way. How does that happen? How does the market decide the value like that? I mean, because you're saying it has to ultimately end up being $2 a packet. It's not like when I buy a card, I think, well, I need to make sure it's this price because the average should be $2 a packet, right?
Correct. Yes. Well, and that's the part that, you know, I definitely think is interesting for people to understand. If, like, let's say epics are a good example. You can buy them for about 50 cents a piece, which they're actually, it takes about 5 packs to buy to make sure you get one epic. So, you know, if you could pay 50 cents US dollars, then you can get 4 epics for the price of a pack.
Right.
$2. So some people would say, well, holy cow, if I got an epic, I'm really excited. Well, if I got 4 epics, I would be super excited. So rather than just buy a pack, I'm going to go buy 4 epics on the market.
So it's basically, like, you're basically deciding between whether you should buy a pack or whether you should go trade. Because you're kind of like, okay, would I get a better deal if I traded this for this amount, or would I get a better chance at it if I bought? And if you're someone who's going to be buying, like you said, 1,400 packs so that you could eventually mathematically, statistically get a gold foil legendary, then that might behoove you financially. But if you're the kind of person that's like doing the math and you go, actually, this legendary is for sale for this amount, and I would have to spend that much money to get all of those, like, is that kind of how it works?
Exactly. In other words, what happens is, if the market, let's say the market says they're all worth a lot. Let's say tomorrow, you know, there's a rumor that, you know, they're going to shut down production. And so all of a sudden the prices go up for everything. Well, what will happen is if they don't shut it down and people do continue to be able to buy packs, there are people out there that do go out and buy 100 packs at a time, probably in some cases 1,000 packs at a time. And they're going to go out and they're going to say, you know, essentially I can get essentially $3 a pack because prices are up. So I'm going to go buy 1,000 packs, and I'm going to go sell the ones I don't want on the market, which then brings those back down. That's why the market actually works.
See, that
Because
makes sense
if it
to
gets-
me.
If it
I
gets
do.
too high, then people go out and buy from packs and turn them around. So, and vice versa, if things get too cheap, then what happens is those guys that want to buy 1,000 packs, they're not going to want to buy 1,000 packs anymore because they can't sell them and make a profit.
That makes so much sense. I don't know if you guys got that, but I'm going to try and recap it. And anybody, you can jump in where you want, anybody. But what he's basically saying is that if I'm the kind of person who buys a bunch of packs like Jarvie or Matt Clark or Chris Roberts or like pretty much anyone but me, I have like 80 cards.
Thomas G.
Yeah, Thomas G, who I think he was the first one to max out all the cards, and he's like,
Right.
don't try this at home.
Right, he bought 4,000 packs.
4,000 packs. Okay, but has he sold some of those, or is he holding
Yeah.
on to them?
He bought, I don't know how many he bought, first, he's back again, but let's say he bought roughly 3,000 packs, and then sold them all, made a profit, and now is back doing it again.
So that's what we're basically, that's called an exchange. I mean, that is what makes these a token, a cryptocurrency in essence, because you have these big players who are coming in and buying 1,000 or 3,000 packs or cards. Packs. And then what they do is they go and they wait for and they do the math on that, and then they go and sell the ones that they don't want, but they make sure and sell them for a price that they can make a profit on, and it just kind of cycles through. It's called basic economics, of which I have never had lessons, but this is a great lesson, and I'm like enjoying
You're
myself.
doing good.
Wait, hey, learn from the best, right? So if you guys
You're
want
doing
to
very good.
if you guys want to get tips on, because I think the next conversation we'll have maybe next week is, how do we know what's good and what's not? I mean, for me, the way of doing it would be twofold. Number one, write a message to Dave McCoy and say, is this a good price? And then number two, go on to the Steem Monsters Discord trade channel, the Mount Mox market, and then go into either the chat rooms where they're selling and trading and auctioning off, and then just like watch the conversations and see who's doing what and for how much and why, and then you'll get a really good feel real quick, right?
Exactly, and you've got a lot of guys like Jarvie or Bourbon. There's a lot of people that are there that are trying to help people understand as well. And in fact, Jarvie, most of the stuff he does is about education, and so whether he agrees or doesn't agree with you as to what the value of a particular card is, he will still want you to be educated. So that's one thing that's pretty cool about Steem in general, and definitely with Steem Monsters, is there's people out there, we don't really want to take advantage of people. We're happy to have everybody kind of understand and make their own decisions. And to answer your one question about what's best, a lot of that's going to depend on how the game's played and how much money is in the pool. So if there's a lot of money in the gold-only games, for instance, then those people that are paying a lot of money for the gold are probably going to be happy. If, on the other hand, a lot of the money's in the regular game and not as much in the gold, then people that, bought the regular cards cheap are going to be happy. So, there's a lot of stuff we just don't know yet, and there's a little bit of, estimate. In other words, where you take a guess and you say, hey, I'll take a shot on that.
I think the anticipation of the game is partly the charm of the card, of the coin. I feel like getting that booster pack, I think it's so much easier to buy into a coin where there's a drum roll and a reveal and then a potential tournament that's going to be happening in a couple of months where your cards may or may not be super valuable. It's just such a crazy cool idea. Just a little sidestep. Harrison Muir, the author or the composer of one of the songs that we're going to be playing here pretty soon, has just stepped in. Glad you could make it. And Akio has joined us as well. So Dave McCoy, thanks for coming in. We could probably take up the full hour talking to you, but we're going to probably do a segment each week or something thereof.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and hop off, and thank you for having me, and great show as always to both you guys.
All right. Thank you so much. We love you right back.
Dave.
All right, see you guys.
So one thing that Jarvie said here, kind of commenting, is he's like, hey, I'll buy your Enterprise Commons all day, but I want you to know what you're doing, and I want you to be doing it willingly. So thanks, Jarvie, for all of the education you're doing and helping people understand this world of Steem Monsters.
Yeah, thanks, Jarvie. We all appreciate it. You're just out and about. You're out and about. So now that Harrison Mir, I think his name's Mike Harrison. Harrison, I don't know how to pronounce your username. It's Harrison Mir. Now that he's here, I wanted to play the song that he composed. Let's head over to the other bit of news. Okay, so this is really cool. It's called The Trading Room, and I felt like this was apropos because we're talking about trading. And if you'll notice, in this song, he actually has the sounds of like a Monster Wall Street in the background. And be really keen on listening as well, because I think you might catch the little tune of the theme song for the Splinterlands. So I'm going to go ahead and play that, and then we'll go from there. So cool. So cool. So cool.
Yeah, Harrison Mir, you have just been so brilliant with a lot of the music that you guys have been bringing forward. You and Azaria, it's just been so fun, like seeing all the different pieces you're composing and really all of the different musicians that have been contributing to the monster music.
So I just had a quick question for you, Harrison Mir, and then I'm looking at the clock and we are up against the hour. So we're going to have to go over a little bit today because we still really want to get the reading in. We've just had too much to cover this week. And that's what happens with monsters. It's like never ending fun. But I wanted to ask Harrison Mir. I just see your name, Mike Harrison, on your little like SoundCloud. I wanted to ask you, what were those instruments? I mean, obviously you probably just used electronic equipment, but that sounded to me like a zither of some kind. It was so like medieval time or something. I don't know. Did you guys get that same feeling that I did?
Gosh, I don't know. I almost felt it sounded like it had a little bit of like almost like a Japanese like twinge to it at points, like where it kind of hit some of those notes.
Oh yeah. Kind of like a kind of an exotic Oriental feel or something, like Eastern influence.
Yeah, exactly.
So Eastern India, yeah.
Oh, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's
And
it.
I couldn't put my finger on it.
Crypt Keeper 17. Oh, we haven't given out any packs today. I'm going to just go ahead and give one to Crypt Keeper and to Harrison Mir because both of them just helped us out.
Yes. Okay. And I'm going to give out a couple as well. So I want to give one to Dream Steam for a couple of reasons. First of all, thank you for being here and hanging out. And we still haven't gotten to your reading yet. So thanks for being patient. And also, it's your birthday tomorrow. There's been so many fun birthday wishes in the comments. And Ingenuity even has been sending you some stuff. So happy birthday, Dream Steam.
Yeah, happy birthday! I had no idea. This is a really great birthday bash.
Yeah, he sent me a pirate because I used to be a pirate for Shadow's treasure hunt. So he sent me a pirate card.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so fitting. So, Dream Steve, let me just check your volume here because we're going to have you read here in just a second. All right, I didn't do a sound check with you, so I'm really glad that you that you like sound okay. Why don't you just do a little sound check?
Yeah. Okay, can you hear me okay right now?
Yeah, is that too loud, you guys, or is that okay?
It sounds really clear and good to me.
Okay, so let me drop the link. Is BU here? I saw her earlier. I'm over on...
Yeah, she is.
There you are. Oh, she's right at the top. Okay. I see you, BU. Yes, still here. We asked BU if she wanted to read her Selenia Sky series, and she was just so bashful about it. So we were just fine with that. Most people don't like to read their own stuff. It's totally fine. And then so the first person I thought of was Dream Steam because she has such a like elegant, soothing voice, and it's very kind of queenly in a way, like young queen though, not like old haggard queen. So, and because the Selenia Sky cards are among, if not the most valuable, we thought she was a great fit, especially because she does so much for the welcome wagon and helping people come onto the Steam platform. So we think she's queenly in her own right. And so let me grab the link to the story.
And you guys, I'm realizing I said I'd give out 2 booster packs, and I got so distracted wishing Dream Steam a happy birthday that I did not pick another person. So I am going to pick, sorry if I say your username wrong, Safisara. I don't know, to me, I look at it and kind of think like
Safi Sarah.
Safi Sarah, okay.
Yeah.
Safi Sarah. Oh, that's so cute. I always call her Sassafras. And she said that was okay. I hope she doesn't mind, but Safi Sarah is a way cute name. Okay, so we have Dream Steam, Harrison Mir, Crypt Keeper, I think was the other one, and then Safi Sarah. And so, did I drop the... Okay, so I've dropped the link. And Dream Steam, if you could just read the first 2 chapters, I think is all we're going to have time for today. And guys, this is just so well written. It's just so beautiful. So let's turn it over to you whenever you are ready.
Okay. Can I change my voice to voice activity?
What does that mean?
Instead of push to talk.
Yes. Do I do that?
You know what? Nope, I'm just going to leave it and push to talk. It's easier that way. Okay. This is Selenia Sky. Her world, her love, her story. Be you. Selenia tightened her bodice and hastily grabbed her gifts for her family. She couldn't be late. No, not today. Today was their yearly celebration of life and spirit. It was the one day where all bodies in the realm, aside from the wee babies and their nannies, shifted into winged form and took flight from the grasslands to the sea. It was a wonder to behold from her position at ground level. Colors of every variation, from black to green to gold, colored the blue sky above. Her people soared majestically in their dragon shape. The younger ones chose a bird or eagle form counterpart. Selenia was the one person in her kingdom without the gift to shift her human form into a winged counterpart. She understood why. Selenia was not from this realm of golden skin and raven-colored hair that shone bright as the onyx element. Her olive complexion and golden hair glistened in the sun, as shiny as the gold element her people coveted. Found her as a baby, abandoned, on the shorelines many moons past. They welcomed her into their hearth and hearts. They never once made her feel as an outsider. The kingdom embraced her as one of their own. She loved her people. They were her people in all sense of the word. Hurrying along, she remembered her first experience, flying in the sky. As a girl, she once pretended to fly by jumping out of an apple tree. Her mom chastised her when cleaning her cuts, but Selenia saw the slight hint of a smile peeking through. She never thought she would have mixed feelings of excitement and trepidation when the time came for her to take her first flight with her beloved dragon, but the feelings existed nonetheless. "Do you have faith in me?" Alan Bay had asked her. "Take my hand, and with your hands in mine, know that I will never let you go. Feel the flutters of the beating wings. Slow your racing heart as you listen to the waves lull you to an inner peace. I'm here by your side. Let the breeze blow away your sorrow and fears. Let the currents guide your path. Your heart will know where to go." She remembered the fear that quickly dissipated away. The experience was exhilarating and one she would never forget in her life. Selenia looked up at the sky and wondered why no one was flying casually around. The younger dragons loved to show off their flying skills and made turns and moves that would have resulted in her stomach being emptied had she been atop one of them. She scanned the sky and noticed the shapes to the east. They were dragons facing each other in what appeared to be two sides of a battlefield. They were engaging in frantic bodily and fireball attacks. She saw ships from both sides stop mid-flight after being hit by a bodies falling to the ground below. She whispered. Word came across the mountains days past about a darkness spreading across the sea. The dead are no longer dead, some whispered. There's a dark summoner riding atop a 7-headed chromatic dragon that is leading an army of warrior dragons across the barren land. Nonsense, someone else whispered. We have never seen any form of life cross the barren land, either by land or sky. It is true, another yelled. A summoner heads the army, and they're making their way to us. Rumors, her Lord Father had proclaimed. They were a peaceful kingdom. There was no reason for anyone of good or ill intent to visit their isolated island. Snapping back into the present with the battle cries from above, Selenia feared the enemies were now at the doorstep. No one was prepared. Today was to be a celebration day, a day of joy and happiness. She dropped the gifts and made her way to the cliff's edge. She had to get a better view. A man rode atop a chromatic dragon that indeed had 7 heads. As if summoned to her presence, both man and dragon turned her way. They stared intently at her silhouette from across the sky, because she could only have been a shadow to them from her distance away. Deep in her gut, she knew it was her they were after. There was no explaining that realization, just a deep certainty that they came to this peaceful kingdom. What with her? She was a nobody. Yet the summoner aimed directly for her with his 7-headed chromatic dragon. She stood no chance with no powers of her own, no wings to lift her out of the path of destruction. She faced the summoner with her head held high and spear at the ready, not willing to admit defeat despite her odds. She was not going to run while her people, one by one, no. She was going to fight and die beside the family that welcomed her into their home. The friends that shared their gifts and hearth with her. The only home she knew and only place where she belonged and was openly embraced. She knew the inevitable would happen. She would meet her family and friends in the afterworld, and they would once again dance and sing of peace and freedom. Only this time, she would be able to dance with the skies. At last, Selenia could soar with them in the open sky and embrace the energy of the wind into her soul. She would be free. As she stood there, defiance in her eyes and a deep sense of peace in her soul, she saw from the corner of her eye a shadow aiming directly for her. Black feathers with gold tips spread open in front of her, and she looked into golden eyes.
Speechless. Speechless over here.
Wow. I felt like your character, you moved us through such a range of emotions, and the comments are just rolling in here. Everyone is just absolutely in love with your reading of it. But I feel like we started in this sense of like pure innocence, this day of bliss, and there's, talking about describing, like feeling the flutters of the wings, and then it shifts into this state of terror and panic, and then back again to hope.
I think your interpretation of that character and the motivation that kept her going was just so spot on. And BU, how did you do this? I mean, I don't know, but she says she's never written fiction before. I can't hardly believe that. She must have written something, because when we were listening to this, there were so many little details that just made you feel like you were there, and only a really good writer can do that. Just all these little details. Like, let me see if I can find one. Hang on. Like, she was not going to run while her people fell from the sky one by one. No, she was going to fight and die beside the family that welcomed her into their home, the friends that shared their gifts and hearth with her. I swear, I almost feel like I had a tear, like, welling up in my eye when I heard that. Like, and my goosebumps are coming, and I'm like, this is by far the funnest show to host, because we get to have the best time listening to the coolest stories and the most beautiful music and all the smartest people. This has just been such a neat experience for us, for me especially. I mean, I can't speak for Korsky. I'm sure she feels the same way.
Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that, because I was really feeling struck by that just now too, how it is really fun to bring on super intelligent people like Dave McCoy to talk about the economics, and to have everyone kind of nerd out and chat about that, and have, ingenuity and everyone else kind of chiming in on that. But then to shift into this totally different creative space where we're able to get lost in a story, and to have people be vulnerable. Like, we've got someone, we've got Dream Steem saying, this is my first time writing, and she's able to put her work in the world and feel like these huge, hugs from everyone as we're just absolutely falling in love with her work. And then
you mean BU. BU wrote it, Dream Steem read it. Yeah, but we know what you mean.
Right. I know, I realized that as soon as it just now. Yeah, and then just to have Dream Steem, for you to come on, and it is kind of vulnerable to read a story live for a crowd, and you just brought it to life so well. And so thank you guys both for being here.
And last week I think we gave BU a booster pack because she had just started Steem Monsters, if I recall. I just want to throw in one again today just for writing such a beautiful piece and moving us beyond words. I mean, beyond words. It was just so beautiful. And also, I really want to second what Chorus Gate said, which is this is such a cool show because we get to start out with the really cool technical kind of like, you know, the economical aspects that make this such an interesting topic. And then we just shift gears into something more creative and more intimate and a little bit emotional, and it's just, but it all fits. And that's what's so great about Steem Monsters is pretty much anything goes. Like you can get anything on this game, right?
Yeah, and I think that's why, I mean, it's just so smart the way that they've kind of like really crowdsourced this whole thing and have brought the whole community on instead of just saying, hey, here's the product. It's like, no, create this with us. And so, yeah, I mean, they're really making fans for life, if you will. And I mean, just being here and getting to share and read everyone's stories it's been really amazing. And I've met a lot of people that I didn't know really yet through Steem Monsters by following some of the stuff that they're doing.
So somebody named Smooms in the D Live just said, hi, little scribe. Hello, Smooms. What's more important? Do you miss your Beyonce? Oh, that's for, they're having a conversation with someone else. But anyway, hi, Smooms. And Triskel Fahe says, I feel that there are some influences of that song in the quote here. So the song that we just listened to, it says, and the quote says, take my hand and with your hands in mine. Oh my gosh, this was so good. With your hands in mine, know that I will never let you go. And you guys, we're going to leave on this note, okay? Know that I will never let you go. Feel the flutters of the beating wings. Slow your racing heart as you listen to the waves lull you to an inner peace. I am here by your side. Let the breeze blow away your sorrow and fears. Let the currents guide your path. Your heart will know where to go. I'm going to play on an ending note. We're going to play the Splinterlands orchestral arrangement that XOR LTG put together based on Saria's version of the Splinterlands, which is her tune. So we'll go ahead and play that, and we're gonna just let you guys go, and we'll see you next week. And who are we gonna do next week? Oh yeah, next week I think we were gonna try and get in Nathan K to do his Australian version of the Stormbringer's Call. So if they're settled and baby's okay or wife is okay, then we'll do that. If not, then we'll come up with another plan. We're like anything goes, but we're just whoever comes on here, we're super happy about. So okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna play the Splinterlands orchestral arrangement arranged by XOR LTG.